going on, Facebook? 10 News digital producer Mark Saunders here. Welcome to another episode of Subsonic San Diego. We're here today at the House of Blues with the great Chase Rice. Welcome, Chase.
The great. Yeah,
the great.
Appreciate it, man.
You like I threw that in there? All right. Chase Rice, he's going to be playing here tonight and tomorrow night. Tickets still available if you're interested. So welcome back to San Diego. How's it feel?
Thanks, man. It's good. I love this town, man. I actually had cool story about San Diego for me. I think it was probably 2 years ago. I had 3 days and I was stuck in Chicago and trying to fly back to Nashville, and I couldn't get back to Nashville that night. So I was like, man, I got like 3 days off. Booked a flight. I was like, I just want to go to San Diego by myself. So I came here, rented a Porsche, like all cool with the top down and everything, and I spent 3 days here. So this literally became probably my favorite city in the country.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So you're going to be shipping up to Canada actually after this, right?
Thanks. Thanks for reminding me what I'm about to deal with the weather.
In case you need to pick up a parka while you're in town or anything like that. Anything you're trying to kind of get in before you have to head to the north?
Yeah. I've rented a Jeep this time, so I got a couple buddies. I got a couple Navy SEAL buddies that I'm going to go see here Pacific Beach here in a minute and go have some lunch there.
Cool.
And then one of my college buddies, Garrett, he was, my college roommate, played in the NFL for I think 9 or 10 years. I'm going to meet all of those guys right now, so we're going to go do that. And then I think I might go to Encinitas tomorrow. Encinitas is one of my favorite spots in the country as well. So it's a little small surf town, so I'm going to go there tomorrow.
Cool. Well, we're definitely glad to have you in town for sure.
Thank you, man.
While you're here, can you kind of tell us, what fans can expect from the show tonight, tomorrow night?
It's an escape, man. That's the word I like to use for the shows, because it's I just got, I had to deal with real life the last 2 months. I haven't been touring. It's like, oh man, this is what life's actually about when you're not on the road.
Right.
And then I realized real quick, jumping back into Anaheim the last 2 nights, it's like it's an escape from reality, and getting to feel that, and getting to feel, oh man, everything I was dealing with the last few months. I kind of don't have to think about it right now. And that's what I like to use, because it's a big celebration of just tonight, a Sunday night. It's like, man, there's nothing else going on but what's going on in this room. And it should be a sold-out show tonight in San Diego, which will be a third in a row.
Sure.
And then tomorrow night, hopefully we can pack the place out again. It's kind of dangerous for us to do these back-to-back shows in each town, because you never know. I mean, you sell one out and you're like, well, do we do another one?
Right.
And we have been, and it's been a huge success. But yeah, it's an escape from reality, and it's a monster party.
Right on. Can you tell us a little more about, growing up, what type of musicians influenced the way, you put on a show and the way you developed your music?
Number one is Garth Brooks. He's the first show I ever saw. That was in Charlotte, North Carolina. I was probably 8 years old. Saw him, and that's when I fell in love with country music. Another one I never got to see, but Chris Ledoux. I was a huge Chris Ledoux fan. Never got to see him live. But then, growing up, going through high school and stuff, I went and saw guys like Kenny Chesney, and that was another huge inspiration for me, because Garth and him kind of have the same thing. They're all over the place. They're all over the stage. And I'm typically a pretty quiet guy. And then I get up on stage and I transform into, I guess I just have this thing where I think back to their shows and I'm like, hey, I kind of want to do that.
Right.
And the energy comes out. So those guys inspired the live show a lot. And then the music, man, it's all over the place. Like Foo Fighters, Eminem, Garth, Kenny, Ledoux. But that's what I love about this new generation of, iTunes and Spotify. It's no longer just go to the store and buy one record anymore. It's right. All of a sudden, if I want to hear Kaleo, I can just go buy their album on iTunes and I've got it right there. Yeah. So it's really cool to see how genres are almost disappearing.
So if there's one artist outside of country music that you can, either record with, do a show with, who'd you pick?
Oh man, outside of country music, I gotta say it would probably be. This will never happen. But
never say never.
You never know, but I don't think this will happen. I think it'd be so cool to do a song with Eminem.
Cool.
He's the guy that especially as controversial as he was and is, because he speaks his mind. I respect that, man. I respect anybody that does it their way, especially. And I think that would just I don't have a clue what that would sound like. It could be really, really horrible. I don't know, but I think it'd be sweet.
Yeah, you gotta try to find out, right?
Yeah. And in country music, man, like I said, Chris Ledoux was a dream. You know, he was the guy for me. And we got something real, real special coming up in the future when my record comes out. It'll come out some point either this summer or going into fall, hopefully this summer, with Chris's son, Ned Ledoux, who's doing his own thing right now, and Ned's amazing. So to see it come full circle from how big of a fan I was of Chris to being able to do a song with Ned it's probably the biggest honor I've ever had in music.
Nice. So, talking about your new album coming out, about a year ago, we finally heard Everybody We Know Knows Does. Is there anything you could kind of tell us about what we can expect from the next album, sound-wise?
Yeah, different for sure. It's I'm having the most fun I've ever had doing music right now because we're trying different stuff. The Ignite the Night album was all Chris DiStefano producing, with him playing all the instruments and everything. Since then I've gone in with a couple different producers. I've gone back in with Chris, but we've used live band, and then we go back in and make it a little different, Chris's style post-production. And I'm all over the map with how I'm writing songs right now. I'm writing a ton of songs. Like I just put out a song 2 days ago just on SoundCloud. I think we're going to throw up on iTunes and Spotify this week. But it's I wrote a song called If I'm Being Honest, which is the most probably transparent, honest song I've ever put out. And I wrote that a couple days ago in Anaheim. Went to the studio that day in LA, recorded it, and put it out in the same day.
Wow.
Which I just love the freedom of being able to do that now.
Right.
The independence of me, my independence as an artist is about to be back, and it's I can't go into the details of that yet, but I've had a wild up and down few years. Everybody We Know Does came out, and that actually died, I think, in the 40s at radio, but and people sang it last night in Anaheim. They were singing it like it was the number one song. So it's really cool to see all the different things I've done, and being able to put new music out now will be a lot easier, and it's about to be real damn fun.
Can you describe kind of if there was maybe a moment where we've seen kind of this steady rise, from you and your growing fan base? Was there kind of a moment where maybe you heard your song on the radio and you're just like, wow, this is it right now,
Yeah, there's one thing I've noticed, especially looking back on shows back when Ready, Set, Roll was really hitting. I look back on those shows, and all I remember thinking was, man, this is cool. We got to get to the next thing. Man, it's cool that we sold out House of Blues San Diego, but we got to get to the next thing. And I look back at the videos. I've still got all these videos on my phone of the crowds waving and hands in the air and stuff, and I'm finally getting to a point where I'm like, enjoy it more, man. Stop trying to get to the next thing. Just do the music and get out there and enjoy the shows and enjoy the ride. That's kind of my motto for this year, enjoy the ride, because I look back at those shows and I'm like, why the hell was I thinking about the next thing? Look at this crowd, man.
Right.
And that was when it kind of kicked, was right back then was Ready, Set, Roll. And then Gonna Want It Tonight, we reeled that out, and it just kept getting bigger. And then we've stalled the last few years. Whisper was a song we put out. We weren't really sure what we wanted to do with it. And when you're confused about what you're doing with your music, it's a horrible place to be. And then we put out Everybody We Know Does, which is not confusing at all to me. That's my life, man. That's my life on my farm in Tennessee. I love it. But like I said, it didn't have the radio success you want, even though radio picked it up and ran with it and took it into the top 40s. But like I said, now I'm a lot more clear-headed. I get to kind of do what I want and go back to the way I started with Ready, Set, Roll and Gonna Want It Tonight. And that is a unbelievably great feeling, because now I'm free to do the music I want. Right. Like I said, I wrote a song, recorded it, and put it out in the same day. So between the freedom of doing the music I want to do now and me looking at these crowds and the realization of, man, just enjoy the ride,
right,
is a good place to be.
So if there's anybody out there who thinking about picking up a guitar, starting to sing, what's the thing you would say to them first and foremost, kind of based off of everything that you've learned so far?
I'd say go be a high school football coach.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know if I'm the greatest person to give this advice, because my advice for my career and for myself, I continue to say, the biggest advice is if you have a vision for what you want to do, stick to that. Don't listen to what this person's doing. Don't listen to what this person's doing. Say, I want to do that. Stick to what you want to do. And you can't go wrong there. And then surround yourself with people who believe in you. That's the number one and number two things. If you got a vision for the music you want to sing, don't let the people telling you you're wrong tell you you're wrong. Shake them off. And do the music that you're passionate about and want to do, and then surround yourself with people that 100% believe in you, no matter how important they are in the city of Nashville or LA or wherever you are. If you get those people who really believe in you and are willing to fight to the death for you and with you, it's going to be tough to stop you.
Cool. You brought up football, big sports guy, I think it's safe to say.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit earlier about, if you caught the UNC game last night, Chase, he was a football player.
You got it up?
We got it up right here. We're talking about a nice elbow thrown by
Grayson Allen
versus UNC, Grayson Allen, Duke basketball player. Hoping to get your sportscaster take on that move.
This is the weirdest part about everything about Grayson Allen to me. First of all, heels won, so I don't know if anybody knew that out there, but heels won. So he can throw bows all he wants, but we got the W. And Michael Jordan was in the house.
Right, yep.
Their football team's going over to Jordan, Jumpman, so I'm pumped about that. It's a good day for Carolina in the last couple of days.
Right.
But Grayson Allen is so confusing to me, man. He is
not the first time he's been.
He's the epitome of a Duke basketball player, and he's just that scrappy point guard. This is ridiculous. Elbow right to the face. Like, dude, what are you doing?
Little backstory. He got taken down, tripped up, fell down, came back up. When he got the ball, he was coming down court. Decided to toss a little elbow defender's way.
But it's just confusing to me because he's that scrappy point guard that just seems like an all-American great guy. You'd want to go have a nice 3-course meal with him and his family wearing ties and all prettied up. And then he goes out there and he can't stay out of trouble. It's the most confusing basketball player I've ever seen in my life. Like he's troubled. I'll just say that he's troubled. We need to get. Like I said, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. Carolina won. So
looking, maybe back on your football days. Can you describe maybe that drive and related to music? How does that kind of help you propel your career forward more and more?
Well, going back to football, I was never. And I was very blessed to be athletic and fast and driven and hardworking, but I wasn't the most athletic. I wasn't the fastest. I wasn't the biggest, hardest hitting guy out there. But that was why I think I got that mentality of, okay, well then if I'm not the fastest, if I'm not the biggest, not the strongest, then I got to do something to get an edge on these guys. And that was the work ethic. It was, okay, well, if they're going to show up at this time, I'm going to show up earlier. If they're going to watch this amount of film, I'm going to watch more. If they're going to leave after practice, I'm going to go up to the film room and watch more film. So you had to come up with a way to get the edge on whoever your competition was for the spot, whoever you were playing that week. For instance, Miami. We went 3-2 against Miami as a football team, and that was huge for me. Growing up in Florida, it was like Miami was the team.
Right.
So for me to say that I went 3-2 against the Miami Hurricanes, that didn't happen because we were faster. It didn't happen because we were bigger and we had better recruits or whatever. It happened because we worked harder. That's just the same thing with music. You may not be the best singer. There's better singers out there than me. There's better songwriters out there than me. But we're away from home a lot, and we're touring, and we're getting the music out there, and we're doing it our way. And a lot of people have said we've done it the wrong way. And I just don't see anything wrong with going out, playing as many shows as you can for the people who are buying your music, even if that takes a lot more work than you thought it would. It's just that mentality stuck with me from football, man. You gotta get an edge, and you gotta put the work in.
Kind of switching gears a little bit. There's a few lines in your songs. Sound, you kind of walk up to a girl in a bar, tell her she's pretty and stuff like that.
That's happened a few times.
I thought it might be interesting to run a few of these lines by you.
Oh God, okay.
You can give me just a yes or no as far as will these work.
I'm going to go no, probably not.
You can go with no if you'd like. From Ready, Set, Roll. Damn Pretty Girl, you went Done It Again. Mm-hmm. You've gone and turned your sexy all the way up to 10.
You'd get slapped in the face, or eyes would roll. You wouldn't get slapped in the face because it's not that offensive. They would just look at you like, really?
Bewildered.
That's what you got?
Yeah.
But then you put it with chords and music, and somehow it works.
It works. That's right. From Gonna Want It Tonight. If you want to catch a buzz and ride it till the morning, let's get 2 plastic cups, and baby, I'll get to pouring.
That one would work, I think. Yeah, I think that would work a lot better than the first one, because, I mean, then you're like, ooh, he's going to make me a drink. It's so sweet. I think you'd have a shot with that one. I'm not saying it would work, but you'd have a shot with
like
it.
Like an 8?
Yeah, no, 6.5, 7, yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll do one more from Party Up. Hey, pretty girl, tell me what you think. This country boy going to pour you a drink. Kind of along the same lines.
Kind of along the same lines. Depends on the girl. I think it's along the same lines. If you got a girl that's got sense to her, she's gonna roll her eyes at you and like, really, dude, that's what you got. But like I said, you put it in music and it works.
So, tip from Chase Rice: put it all in music. Then, is that safe to say?
Put it in music. Don't try it at bars. The funny thing is, I was at the Phoenix Open a couple of weeks ago with Thunderbirds and all those guys. And the funniest thing happened. It happened by accident, but I was ordering a drink from all the bartenders are just gorgeous. Ordering a drink from this blonde girl. And this guy comes up. He's like, "Oh my God, are you Chase Rice?" Just accident, happenstance. He says that, and I'm like, "Yeah, man, cool." Yeah, takes a picture, and then his two buddies run up, and they're like, "Oh my God, it's really him! It's really him!" They freak out. All of us got to get a picture. So they hand the camera over to the bartender.
Yeah.
And you could tell instantly she had no idea who I was. As soon as that happened, she was, anything you need. She was like, anything you need. You know what do you want to drink? You know what? Your money's no good here. It's on me. So we actually I was just like, wow, you could pick up any bartender you ever wanted with that. So we actually tried it with one of my coaches that is actually with the Cardinals. We tried it just to see if it would work again. And first of all, he comes up. He's like laughing as he's coming up because his line is going to be, "Are you Chase Rice?" And I'm looking at him just like we're barely holding together. It worked again. I mean, it is a no-brainer. Go out there, guys. Just doesn't matter. I mean, it could be, I don't know. Are you David Norman? You could just. Are you David Norman? Oh my God, you're David Norman. You're the David Norman. Can we get a picture? And then hand the camera to the bartender. And make her take the picture, and she'll immediately think, "Oh my God, David Norman! I just served David Norman drinks."
If you can, when you're on stage. So.
David Norman's my tour manager, by the way. He's over here.
just notice, there's a bar within the room that you're playing, right?
Yeah.
Just kind of keep an eye out, see how many people throw in there.
Dude, I can't wait to see. They're like, all of a sudden, bartenders are all taking pictures. I'm like,
who are all these famous people?
These guys heard, and it worked. Who are all these famous? Why are there 35 famous people at the bar tonight?
Man. Everybody's here. On the subject of alcohol, you enjoy a nice classic beer, right?
I'm a drinker. The Rice families have been drinkers for a long time.
While you're in town, will you take part in San Diego's craft beer scene?
Yeah, I'm going over to PB to do it right now.
Oh yeah, away like the traditional, kind of stuff you get.
No, I like the older I've gotten, the more I appreciate something different than PBR. That was my college choice, and we'll still enjoy, the regular American beers, I guess. But it's cool to branch out. I'm a big Hefeweizen guy.
Okay.
So, and I'm from Asheville, North Carolina, which is craft beer all over the place. So Sierra Nevada, I think they just opened up a big, it's like a playground for grown-ups that serves beer right there in Asheville. So I'm going to go partake at Pacific Beach here in a little bit.
Right on. All right. Well, again, tonight, Chase Rice playing here, the House of Blues in San Diego, right behind us out there on the stage, as well as tomorrow night. Tickets still available online. Thanks for joining us today, Chase. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. That was fun.
All right. We'll see you next time, guys.